This game contains sensitive material and handles mature topics that will be distressing to some players. Am I awake? Doesn't feel like it, but it certainly doesn't feel like being asleep. The house a moment after. Please let this be a dream. Act 1. Looks really old, this box, like a tiny treasure chest. The handle is missing. Okay, found it, but where is all my stuff? Come to the treehouse, you'll be safe there. Didn't I already look at this? So little light, but so much heat, like it's going to explode any second. Empty. I can't remember which picture should go in it. Just empty pages like some prop in a movie. My father gave me that telescope, so I feel small compared to the universe. The eyepiece is missing. On our camping trips, I had to name all the zodiac signs. Sometimes he asked me to rename them, but I never found a better name for any of them. Mom always ironed my clothes for too long until they felt like prison outfits. This book came with a telescope, but I didn't want to learn. I just wanted to look. So typical of my father, I say one thing about stars, and he fills half my room with zodiac sign stuff. I hear something rattling inside when I turn it around. Sometimes I like a poster better on the floor, like a cool little carpet. Now I can see beyond the darkness outside. A perfect night to look at the stars, not a cloud in sight. It's a Leo. My father put that up there so I would dream of becoming an architect one day. Every day I tossed my clothes on the floor, and every day she'd put them back in the closet. All fairy tales, and all of them with the same lie at the end, the happily ever after. A draft of the house as my father would draw it. During our camping trips, my dad would always point to those stars, telling me they would lead me home. Even in a dream, I wouldn't believe it, yet I can see it and touch it. Finally, always freaks me out seeing myself just after waking up. I thought I lost that years ago. Mom must have kept it. There shouldn't be a lock on this door. Why can't I leave? Empty boxes, maybe, to move all the stuff from my real room to this fake one. A moving box? Who was thinking of leaving? Or did they move loads of stuff over here? My parents' room locked. Is somebody else in there or something? What the hell is that coming out of the toilet? It doesn't move like a liquid. It's too slow. I hear shards of voices in the wind, fragments of all the fights in this house. Sometimes they would get really angry with me if I came down during the night. Shouting at me was about the only thing they still did together. Almost comforting that every day, everything turns into a forest one day. This thing is older than me, the only wedding present they both were really happy about. So many books, both his and hers, yet I never saw my father read. I can feel a huge coldness coming from inside the fridge, like a captured snowstorm. Too blunt and too weak to use, like a toy knife. Always the same disgusting herbs. Sometimes she would start cleaning while I was still eating. That strong disinfectant smell would make me sick. She used all kinds of spices in every meal so they would all taste the same. And he never cooked. The dishes were sometimes left for days. It allowed me to tell how long their fight had been going on. I know exactly what this plate feels like right now. Do not mix with alcohol. She clearly doesn't like to be told what to do. At least one thing we have in common. This was her space, her retreat from all the horrors of this world. The keys are worn, the letters faded in spots. She spent a lot of time writing. Since when is everything locked in this house? While I'm eating in the dining room, she always sits here, silently watching over me. Her purse. Why does she always hide her stuff? I knew she felt a bit down, but clinically depressed? Is that why she takes so much medication? Sometimes she would stop reading halfway, as if she knew the ending would disappoint her anyhow. Another lock, another secret. Oh, sorry. So many books, both his and hers, yet I never saw my father read. It's like he just collected them. I take more after her in that. I wonder if they ever watched their wedding video together. I hear some whispering coming from the TV, but it's too quiet to understand. Still with the imprint of his head, during the day Mom would lay here, at night with my dad. Outside there is a darkness which absorbs all light and sound. My job was to get the paper ready. My job was to get the paper every morning, even though they never read it. Just another scheme to send me away. The hands keep turning faster than the shortest second. This shouldn't be here. This was the first dance at their wedding. Too cheesy for my taste. What, she wanted a divorce, wanted to take me away. Doesn't my opinion count? Am I just another thing to move around? Plans for the treehouse. He cared more about that thing than I did. Did it ever make him sad working on these grand buildings and living in one so small? Another one of his designs, most of them never realized. It won't even start. Empty? It should be full of paperwork. I could always bother him, he said, but I had to show him a drawing as an entrance fee. The imprint of his bottom is still visible. It looks like he was just here, and I missed him by a second. So many deadlines, so many ideas. When he was working, it took him forever to notice me. Maybe the worst part is not that she drinks so much, but that she's so good at keeping it hidden from everyone. A key to the bedroom. This house is more secure than a prison. It feels so long ago being here, like when I was a kid waking up after a bad dream. Only one side looks like somebody slept here. I know they don't sleep that close anymore. Or sleep that close together. Only one side looks like somebody slept here. I know they don't sleep that close together. Strange, inside it feels much colder than outside. Even with an axe, I can't destroy this thing. It's as hard as stone. Nothing, no horizon, no wind, as yet untouched landscape. This is full of wood chips, as if hacked out of a tree trunk. It is like nature is invading this place like a hostile force. Something my dad taught me to hang it high out of the reach of predators. The most efficient key of them all. Only one step further, but my body feels like I've taken a 1,000-hour flight. The suburbs, an hour after, like a rough version of my house. It doesn't smell great. How could Mom sit here for so long? Garden shears, rusted and dirty, but still sharp. What is this, a witness report? I can't read the rest. It must have been so cold here in this frozen mud. Hung up high out of reach of children and animals. Not moving an inch, not with my weak arms. The only sport I ever did was running away from everything and everyone. Such a weird smell, like ground and dried meat. Never understood why birdhouses look like human houses. Like birds should be jealous of us rather than the other way around. I'm betting it died of starvation. Guess I'm too late with these stupid birdseeds. Not broken in two, but sawn in half. But we never had a dog, or did they before I was born? Why did they never tell me? Okay, I'll admit it. This is cool. This reminds me of that horrible movie with snipers, watching soldiers lying in the mud and aiming for 2 hours straight. Cops in our street, but nothing ever happens here. This dog was the only one here who wasn't mean to me. At least, it felt that way. Would they still be together, or more importantly, would they still be happily together? Brand new, the price tag still on it. Hopefully there wasn't a baby in it. This is really dangerous, just left in the middle of a street like this. That's some gate, probably meant to intimidate those poor kids. Something is rattling around inside. Like a piece of a mirror. I recognize this woman. She lives on our street. But where? My father must have known there was another architect on our street, but he never told me. Broken like someone wanted to destroy their own reflection. Did she come to take pictures of the burning car like a paparazzi? Even from a distance, this heat is scorching. I can't open this using my bare hands. It kind of feels like I saved him. It looks sturdy, but no signs of a dog. Looks like a toy, but a bit morbid. Locked, no keyhole, just these round shapes. This crib is for a newborn, but I don't see diapers anywhere. Maybe there's one on the way? Gone toys. Advertisement for baby stuff. How do the shops get this information anyway? I guess number 3 will be bombarded with these brochures because once you're on a list. People still do that, develop photographs? There's some really nice ones, though. Locked, these round things look like they are part of a mailbox. Looks like a sketch for an interior design, like a drawing come to life, much like my dad's drawings. A glassy magazine filled with pictures of houses like this one. Maybe this one is actually in here? It's so tragic. I remember when their son died. This type of mess would really upset her. Even leaving my bike not perfectly straight against the wall was enough sometimes. This doesn't look like the work of the police too sloppy. It looks like a sort of like a memorial of some sort. Locked. It needs some round object instead of a key. We have the pleasure of informing you that your Junior Science Day diorama has been awarded first prize. We proudly invite you to receive this award. Is this the graffiti guy? Looks more like a boy. So many spray cans, but so little creativity. They still have a price tag on them. Wow, that's expensive to just leave behind. Clearly the most expensive house in the neighborhood, but I couldn't live here for 1 second. My dad told me about some neighborhoods that all looking the same, except for their mailboxes, that everyone wants to feel a little bit special. What kind of parents allow this behavior? The whole house has been covered in graffiti. It smells as bad as an open wound. Mail from jail. That's a bit creepy. The ground is getting hungry. I can't stay here in case it devours me. The apartments, 30 years before, the air feels heavier as if I'm going deeper underground. Look at this monster of a machine. It's like it was designed to provide electricity for a whole town. Did someone sneak in here to get drunk? But how? All boys' clothes caked in layer upon layer of filth. Why bother painting over this? Nobody's coming down here. A chair facing nothing? What for? For extreme boredom? Why is everything locked here? Who or what was so dangerous? I feel a bit sick, but now I know where I am. The question is when, and who was locked in there? Clearly, a child was kept here. Even a wild dog would be better treated. All boys' clothes. I hear something rattling inside. Always useful, a key. I know these cigarettes. My grandfather used to smoke these. He told me only kings and queens could afford them. And him. Sounds half full. This could be enough. I smell something. Is that gas or oil? Something flammable, that's for sure. I need to feed this hungry beast to make it obey. Obey, but what does it need? Finally, I can see something, but it's not much of an improvement. I know this building. My grandparents lived here. It feels like a lifetime ago when I visited them, when my grandmother was still alive. The top floor needs to collect their mail. My grandparents lived on the second floor. It feels like ages ago. Weird that it never got fixed. Somebody put this here for me, which is a bit pushy. Feels wet, this cement, like it got finished just before I arrived. Look, but don't touch. My grandfather even stayed in the same room when the cleaning lady was here. I used to sleep here a few times that they let me stay overnight. These clothes were meant for me, but they had to stay here. My grandmother didn't trust our washing machine. They bought this for me. I didn't ask for it. I didn't really want it either. I couldn't name this bear. They said he already had a name, but they never told me which one. So where is my father? So here is where my father would listen to his parents fighting and learn to copy their behavior so many years later. These are the same gruesome drawings in the basement. You needed help, Dad, not punishment. This is not good. Why, Dad? Why are you hurting these animals? You are always so creative. Why didn't nobody ever tell you that, Dad? Maybe that would have helped. good hiding spot. Poor thing. But why would anyone do this? Who does this to a living creature? I broke it, but there's nobody around to shout at me. Not used for years, of course it doesn't work. They use this all the time, more than anything else here. Expensive, just as they preferred. Front page reads, Museum collapses on opening night, 9 dead, architect Michael G. disappears. That's Grandpa. Never understood why they even owned an oven. They never cooked a meal, not even for me. Not even a crumb. I remember the sharp sounds too early in the morning and my grandmother whispering to the machine to be quiet. It needs a handle, it seemed. All frozen meals labeled with my dad's name and the days of the week. Is this what they gave you down in the basement? Frozen food? This is not something my grandfather made. It's not grandiose enough. The biggest book contains the biggest secret. My grandfather never stopped working, even in bed. My mother must have felt so uncomfortable surrounded by so much wealth. It's stuck in the frozen water like Excalibur. The flame is gone, but maybe there's a way to ignite it. I was scared sometimes to go to the toilet in case I broke this old thing. I would hold it in. Like the ass caps, it all melts away. Looks like the handle to open the gates of heaven or something a bit less important. Phone numbers of doctors and hospitals, a lot of them. If I stay here any longer, I might become part of this aggressive tree. Building plans for new projects and all of them covered in question marks. A man full of doubt? Did anybody ever leave this place? Grandpa might have been an awful man, but he did read. Somebody tried so hard to get this clean, but like a freckle on a face, it never fades. Must have been some fight. I can still sense the anger in the room. Are these gruesome drawings his version of Keep Out? Feels a bit childish with all of these professional scale models. Like a rabid dog was set loose on this sofa. Is this what the inside of your brain looked like, Dad? All this rage and hurt? I remember my grandfather put his most prestigious books on eye level in case of company. Like everything here, look, but don't touch. Clearly Grandpa's handwriting, so many different words meant for so many different women. None for Grandma. It's locked. Plans of the collapsed building, looking for errors or something or someone else to blame. All unpaid bills, court orders, and letters for victims. So this is what he did after Grandma died, spent his time analyzing his own work. He couldn't look outside even if he wanted to, so dirty, Grandma would have never allowed this. This can't be healthy, looking at your greatest failure every day, like my relationship with the mirror in my room. A man so obsessed with order like my grandfather would never accept this, except from himself. I remember the photo in the newspaper. People were buried under the collapsed roof. Looks like he was working for years on this, his dream project becoming a nightmare. So this is what it looked like before it all caved in. I know my opinion doesn't matter, but it is beautiful. Maybe it was too beautiful. Humans can't deal with perfection. Electrical wire could be useful. Something is missing from this. It looks tampered with. I'm too weak to open this. I need a battering ram or something. I would lose my mind after a day, but somebody had to stay here for weeks. Not able to leave and forced to look at this horrible painting. That's double torture. Full of microwave dinners and cigarettes. A disgusting combination. Am I stuck too? I'm really starting to hate this place. The only appealing thing about the architecture is making these scale models. Did he not notice how much it stank in here, or didn't he care anymore? Despite all these luxuries, this place is still worse than a prison. For admiring this thing, I suppose. There's something hidden in here, but I still can't get to it. Apology letters that he never sent. Too proud to admit a mistake, like everyone in his family. This painting has been ripped open. So many books, like a peacock showing its feathers. Is this how you ended up, grandfather? It must have been heartbreaking. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Why wasn't he brought to a hospital? Why did Dad leave him like this? And why didn't I get to visit him? More hate mail, more unpaid bills, like he was punishing himself also. For visitors who never showed up, for me, I guess. I'm sorry, but you changed after Grandma died. Smashed with an ashtray and nobody to hear it. This oxygen bottle is empty. It was never refilled. What a terrible way to go. This belongs to the oxygen bottle. My body feels tired, worn out, but I wouldn't dare to fall asleep in this place. This hospital looked big as a scale model, but this is huge. A broken bust of a founder or former director of this place. Full of water, but no cups anywhere. I'm not thirsty, though. I can't even remember what thirst felt like. No one to be seen or do the seeing, I suppose. The opposite would have been a surprise. Everything is too big in this place. It's more like a wind machine. A fan. In case of fire, but when you're done reading this leaflet, you're already half ash. When humanity becomes extinct, aliens will be in awe of the amount of garbage we left behind. Medical posters and leaflets. If you're waiting here, you probably read them 1,000 times. That's our street, our house. What has happened? Why are the police at our house? My head is hurting so much, it feels like it's breaking apart. Looks so unsafe. Touching it would be suicide. Closed. If it fits with the grandeur of this place, though, that they don't just let anyone walk in. I got to get out of here. The water hurts more than the smoke. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. That door slammed so hard, I swear the building trembled. Left here like the biggest breadcrumb in the world. Looks like some futuristic transport pod, but it's super small. Maybe people will get tiny in the future. What a strange edifice, like a Russian doll inside a larger one. Is this where the patients had therapy then? There's a name written here. That's Mom? Why didn't I know about this? When were you here? So many pills. Did they help you, Mum? Did they bring you some peace and balance at last? That's pretty awesome, but a bit macabre, you ask me. But then nobody does. Empty. I hope this place isn't infested with vampires or hungry bats. Almost lifelike, which makes it way more creepy, too. I've seen this in the movie. They use it to look inside your head. It turns parts of the brain blue. From here, they control these tubes, the blood veins of this building. Are these my brain scans or my mum's? Does it show her trauma? As empty and dark as I feel. I need to open it here, but is it safe? Don't want to get sick, even in a hospital. Are these pills? What for? And why so many? There's a light inside, so it's not broken, but nothing is happening. It needs something. Stuck, that's for sure. I know it's made of stone, but it feels so soft, like a pillow. Pretty old mechanism for a building this modern. I'm sorry, Emily. I was trying to protect. Is this a hospital or a reality show? It, these drawings are mine. She didn't throw them away. They must have meant a lot to you, Mom. I feel so empty, like there's nothing left inside me. I want to go home to just start over. Can I, please? Pretty, but does it still work? Too small for me, unfortunately. There's something inside it, like a lurid present. What a funny little thing, like an old computer chip and something electronic, at least. My mom took these pills for years. What effect did they have on her body and on her brain? Did they help her? I'm not a doctor, but that is some foul-looking blood, like there is grit. A photo, but too small to see. Is this a hospital or a reality show? So many rooms, so many patients, so much sadness. And hope, too, of getting well. I know there is nobody here, nobody anywhere, but still I feel them, their stories recorded in the walls and in these stones. How deep does this place go? The tallest skyscraper built upside down? The elevator doesn't want to go further. Never a good sign. This tree keeps following me like a loyal dog, or maybe it is waiting for the right moment to attack me. Is this your room, Mom? So small. Is that why our house felt too big and too scary? So many pills, too many for one person. Good. Oh, no, Mom. These aren't old drawings. I just saw them in my room, but being there also feels like years ago now. Why, Mom? Was it my being gone that made you feel so bad? Feels like we were both victims. I don't think this was used for movies. Do they still use this test? If you see a cat, you're sane. If you see a dead cat, you're a psychopath. This whole building is about to collapse. Great job, Grandpa. so cold, like melted snow. Were these just dumped here, the patients nobody came to collect? This is made from wood, from a garden fence. There's still wet paint on it. Whatever this does, I hope it gets us out of here. As I'm starting to catch up with the person who makes up everything. This is made from wood from a garden fence. There's still wet paint on it. As if I'm starting to catch up with the person who makes up everything around here. No, no, Mom. When did this happen? Where are you? Where is everyone? A few minutes before, I hope this river leads me to the end of this place. This place feels familiar and safe. I think this is where I need to be. This is where I would go camping with my dad, together by the fire, looking up at the stars. Mom wouldn't stop buying me books. She wanted me to stay home, close to her, escape into other worlds, not go to the woods. He always wanted to know everything about my classmates, what secrets they told me. I'm here at the center of this small universe, and I understand. Memories of our camping trips. There were some good times, but I need to travel alone now. Outside is meaningless now. I need to be here inside. Nothing the familiar imprint of him lingers but is gone. Is this what he left me, my own little treehouse? My telescope, it feels so fragile and old. That's my room, or am I in my room now? Am I looking at something that doesn't exist anymore? All the books Mom gave me here waiting for me, like they knew I would return one day. This feels like home now, surrounded by my mess. Looks just like mine, only older, or have I been wondering this Looks just like mine, only older, or have I been wandering for years in this place already? Locked, but I know I need to go there. The constellations, my eternal companions, at least they're the same. This key looks ancient. All this time I just wanted to disappear into this bed. Now I'm home and ready to close my eyes.